Hello and welcome to this. This is going to be a longer, mostly unedited podcasty extension of Mike in the Morning. I thought this would be a fun thing to do, little way to change it up, and hopefully you like it. That's it for the intro. You ever wipe your butt so good you feel like you should show somebody? That was a real thought that I had the other day. Because, I remember back to being a baby. What I remember from all my memories of being a baby have to do with getting baby wiped. I don't know why that sticks out. Probably because it's the greatest feeling on the face of the planet. You get whoever's cleaning you, cleans you up nice. And then it ends the dessert. It's like dessert for your butt. You get baby wiped. And it's always just the right amount of coldness. It's never too cold, and then you're squeaky clean. It's like your ass is getting scrubbed in for surgery. I always enjoyed it. And then I remember after college, my first friend to move in with a girl after college, his name was Alex. And we went to Alex's house to see what grown-up life was like. And he and his girlfriend had baby wipes above their toilet. And I said, "Oh, are you guys expecting?" And then his girlfriend, now wife, girlfriend at the time, says, "No, you'd wipe with baby wipes. Do you not do that?" And I said, "Absolutely not, because I'm a grown up." And now you get older, and like the Dollar Shave Club has a sponsor, is sometimes a sponsor of this show, and they give out these things called One Wipe Charlies that are essentially adult baby wipes. And we're back, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful feeling. And sometimes I'm in the toilet, humble brag, and you wipe so good that you're like, you gotta see this. It's like watching a beautiful painting in reverse. It's like rewinding a Bob Ross episode. Just got back from the grocery store. Had to do some grocery shopping. Tell me if I'm a psychopath. There is a four-way intersection by the grocery store that I go to, and I was stopped at the intersection. There were two other people who just came to a stop, and then there was an older woman in a BMW SUV who just goes right through. I'm very important. There must be an emergency. Beep, beep, out of the way. And to my surprise, like the four-way stop is here and the Whole Foods is right here. And she just goes through, blatant disregard for everybody else's life, and then she takes a left into the Whole Foods. So I obviously go, and we both get out of our car at the same time, and I obviously look at her for an extended period of time. Does that make me a psychopath? Because I'm like, I need to see. I don't consider myself that much more valuable than anybody else. But to zoom through a four-way intersection and to not even try to stop at the stop sign when you see three other people are like getting ready to do what you're supposed to do there, and to say, fuck yous, I got to see what that person looks like. I got to see what kind of mug that person's dealing with when they get out. And then there was a dog. There was another different woman with a dog. And it was not a service dog. There was no service. You know how the service dogs have flair? They'll have... say like, they'll have a pin that says, "Ask me about my service," or whatever. There was none of that. It was just some lady and her dog. And I don't mean to be I love dogs, man. Everyone loves dogs, unless you're allergic or scared of them. But if your dog's not a service dog, get him out of the grocery store. Why is your dog in the grocery store? Your dog is giving off all of its dander, and especially in a neighborhood like this where it's the type of neighborhood where like parents would freak out over having like, oh, there's peanut essence in the air. Watch out for my child with his peanuts allergy. And keep it all away. How dare you have peanuts in the same vicinity as my child? That's kind of like the overall vibe in every Whole Foods. And then you're just walking through with your dirty ass dog, your filthy dog. And I'm not automatically friends with you because you're a stranger and you have a dog. Because that's a blatant disregard for everybody else. And you're walking them by the hot food section, right? Where your dander is just it's like the feather from Forrest Gump, and your dander is finding a home on like samosas and makeshift fish and chips. Also, all the hot food from Whole Foods tastes similar, regardless of what it is. And I don't know what that phenomenon is called, but I'm not a huge fan. But you can't just take your dog around. No shirt, no shoes, no dogs, no service. Unless there are service dogs. Unless your dog is like trained to work at Whole Foods. I don't want to be brushing past your dog to get some flaxseed. Anything with flaxseed in it. It made me uncomfortable. And I'm not automatically friends with your dog because your dog is cute. Because in order for a dog to be good, a dog has to be trained to be good. Right? And if you're the type of person that would just willingly take your dog for a walk by the samosas, chances are we're not going to get along. My hair's too greasy. I'm going to get a hat before the next segment starts. Same episode, completely different person. This one says, I don't look like everybody else with a beard and long hair. I don't. Every day I'll get sent a picture. Hey, it's Mike Falzone in the middle of this soccer game. Or, hey, Mike, I didn't know you sold insurance. And then it's just a picture of some insurance salesman with long hair and a beard. And the facial features are like nothing, not even close. All people with long hair and beards don't look the same. There's no difference between saying all white people or all Asian people or all black people look the same and saying all people with long hair and a beard look the same. There are other features. You can't just group everybody in like that. Did people have different eyes, different nose? Like I have a big nose. Also, I'll get sent a lot of, hey, this guy looks like you. Nope. I promise it doesn't. And it makes me think, the first thing that pops into my mind when you send me a picture like that is you have never met another person with a beard and long hair. Or people will say that I look like Jesus all the time, like they've met Jesus. I gag when I brush my teeth. I have since the beginning of time. Since, you know when it first struck me as a problem was during rec league soccer. And the first thing you do before you sign up for rec league soccer, or the first thing you do after you sign up, is get a mouth guard, right? So they take you to the dentist's office, and I don't know if they do it differently now, but they have a metal tray, reusable, stainless steel, and they fill it with sidewalk cement, and then they say, okay, this has to stay in your mouth for an hour and a half. And then they put it in, the whole thing is, it covers the whole top palate, not just your teeth, but like your bridge of your mouth, the thing that holds your brain up from falling into the back of your throat, and your eyes. And they say, keep that in your mouth for as long as you possibly can. And then at the end, we'll know what your teeth looks like, and we can make a mouth guard from your teeth. And I couldn't do it. I maybe got through that twice. And the whole time just throwing up. I was just terrible. It was terrible. I didn't play soccer for a long time because of that. I was like, I'd rather wear a football helmet to play soccer than to get this than to take part in this disgusting ritual. Is that how they make Invisalign? Do they still do that? Do they still need an impression of your entire insides? And that now brushing my teeth, like I gag, and that's just me. Like I understand the other thing. That's somebody else putting an old apparatus into your mouth to get an impression of your mouth. But with me, I'm just brushing my own teeth with my own teeth brushing utensils that I'm very comfortable with, that I bought, that I do it every day. And then we're getting towards the back and it's like I don't trust myself. Like I don't trust myself not to kill myself. It's like my toothbrush gets to the inside of my top back molars and my throat's like, wait a minute, what's all this? And it's just me. It's always just been me. No one else has ever brushed my teeth. I'm not a Labrador retriever. Right? That's what they're called. I'm not a chocolate lab. I'm just me. And I brush my teeth the same way every day. And I get towards the back and it's every single time. And you would think I trust myself by this point. Whoa, who is this guy? Take a guess. You got a mirror right in front of you. Long, go, slow. Me and Zoya went to Best Buy yesterday. And around my neighborhood, I take a lot of walks. I didn't mean for that to sound as braggy as it did. You know, I take a lot of walks. So you don't want to listen up. There are always, especially in Los Angeles, people petitioning for stuff, or like DARE is out a lot, trying to get you to sign up and donate to things. And they all are nice enough. Everybody's nice enough. Most of the time they're very nice, but they all have their little spiel because they know they're smart enough to know that everyone's just going about their life. I am going to Best Buy. There must be a reason. I can't be that jazzed to go to Best Buy because the internet exists. You know, essentially I could just go on the internet and type in computer stylus or whatever, auxiliary cord keyboard extender and find it. If I'm at a physical Best Buy, I'm not stoked to be there. And they know that. And they know that everyone's going about their own lives and they have their own problems. So they all have this spiel dedicated to trap you into conversation first. And then they give their pitch about why you should sign up. And I mean, if you have the means and the time, absolutely try to help out some of these organizations. But I don't like the put upon spiel. Like the DARE people will be like, hey, let me ask you a question, right? That's the thing. Like in a mall, the kiosks in the mall, no matter what they're selling, Beanie Babies, skincare products, wristwatch battery replacements, they'll all start out the same. Hey, can I ask you one question? Because what decent human being is going to be like, no, you could fuck right off. No, thank you, please. There's one of two answers, and one of the answers makes you sound like a complete piece of shit. And they know that. And the other answer is designed to trap you in a conversation for at least a half an hour. And that ends with you having less time and signing something and maybe a little less money by the end of the day. Is it the worst thing in the world to give money to a charity? No. Is it the worst thing in the world to perform entrapment in order to get to that? Yes. Just say what you're doing. Don't. So the question, here's a good example of a question. The DARE people will be like, hey, can I ask you a question? Sure. Do you Do you like when children use drugs? And then you got a choice to make. You got to either say, yeah, I don't care. I don't care. And that makes you a piece of shit. Or you say, well, I don't want kids using drugs. No, thank you. Thank you for asking. No one's asked me that. But now that I think about it, I absolutely would like kids to not use drugs. And then they say, well, we do that. And we can't do it without your help. And we're going to need between $3 and $5. And then the petition people, if they're petitioning for like for the town to make the town better, they'd be like, pardon me, I got a question. Do you love Los Angeles? And then you got a choice to make. You'll be like, no. Then they'll say, well, do you hate potholes? Because we got a piece of paper for you to sign. We're going to take it right to the chief of police. Hey, you got a second? Do you hate kids or no? Sign this paper so we know you don't hate kids. I'm looking at this paper and the top of it says people who don't hate kids. And what'd you say your name was? And then that's why the stores closed down. All these like Toys R Us, because people stopped going because Amazon exists, right? And same thing is going to happen with Best Buy. You put enough people petitioning right outside the automatic doors. You're looking at the automatic door and you're like, I can't wait for that experience. All I need to do is get close enough to feel like I have superpowers and enter and get what I got to get and then go home. But you got to stop and convince a stranger who's half your age that you don't want kids to use drugs first. I'm not the one giving kids drugs. Is what I'm saying. I'm not part of this problem. Doesn't mean you can't be part of the solution. Moving on. I got plenty more of that for you for free. I think a lot of people give bands like Nickelback and Smash Mouth a hard time for questionable lyrics. Right? There's that Smash Mouth song, All Star. Everybody makes fun of All Star. Somebody once told me the world was going to roll me. That doesn't make any sense. You training to be a dice? Hey, now get your game on. Go play. Hey, now. You've got my attention. Get your game on. All right, well, I got some work to do. Go play. You know what? You're right. Life is short. Just bad lyrics. But most pop songs have bad lyrics. You know? No one gave the Backstreet Boys shit when they were like, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you did. As long as you love me. That's insane. That's the same as saying you could have killed someone, but you're beautiful. And I get it. You like me? As long as you talk about putting blinders on. Jeebus. Right? Look out for your fellow man. Look out for yourself. That's how people get ganked. Is they got those blinders on. All you're out there, I feel bad. You're out there looking for love and you're sitting on the couch, maybe 4th or 5th date. And you're like, I got to tell you, I got to let you know about my past. I wiped out a town. I wiped out a whole town. Stop right there. Putting the finger on the lips. Shh, 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 shh. I don't care who you are. That's the most alarming one. I don't care who you are. Why not? What are you falling in love with? Most shallow person ever. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you did. Really? And like Shania Twain had that song that don't impress me much. I'm 33. We could not get away. There's 2 songs at least that you absolutely could not get away from if we're of and around a similar age. There was Rob Thomas and Santana's Smooth. That song played. That was the only song that played for 3 years. And then there was that Shania Twain. That don't impress me much. Flam, flam, flam down. And at one point she goes, don't get me wrong. Now I think you're all right. But that won't keep me warm in the middle of the night. So that just goes to show you, it doesn't matter how much money you got, you still need blankets. This is how we're going to end these shows. I have years and years of old notebooks. So this is called Old Notebook, where I just open up to a random page. And I don't know what I was thinking, don't know what year this is from, but I'm going to read and try to make sense out of some old notebook pages. This one just says drive-through. So these are some thoughts that I had about drive-throughs. This is like before my phone had a notes application. It was this. People who order everything. I don't know why I was so upset. Maybe I was stuck in a drive-through one day and I was like, what are you ordering everything? But good for you, man. Good for you. That's the dream. That's like when you're in middle school and you're like, your friends are like, what would you do if you had $1 million? And you'd be like, I would go to Taco Bell and I would order everything. And then this one says people who order special things. That's still a thing that bothers me. I mean, if you need a special thing for dietary reasons, that's good. But especially out here, like it's the biggest trope in the world to be in Los Angeles and to be behind somebody at a Starbucks. You know, show me a comedian that doesn't have a joke about, oh, can I have a non-half calf mocha latte? Then you hold some chocolate next to it while you're stirring the milk and steam the cup. I need you to steam the cup and kiss the lid and knit a sleeve out of wool, freshly shaven wool. And I'll take 2 of those. If you want to order it, great. But if my day is affected by how special your order is, then I get upset. So that one stood the test of time. Oh, dude, this one says people who start talking before they know what they want. And then it says, I want a, and that was like a meme recently. Dude, isn't that, I saw a video, it was like a cartoon. And the guy, I laughed my ass off. The guy drives up to the window and he says, can I have a, and then it goes on for a long time. I invented that and no one will ever know because it's on paper. Also, couldn't possibly be the first. That's been going on since the beginning of time. Since there was the day that they put the first drive-through in, guaranteed that's the first thing. That had to be the first thing that the first person who ordered from a drive-through said. I have no doubt in my mind. First drive-through, right? You're driving up to like a old school, like a Sonic or some, like a Sonic type place. Not Sonic the chain, but like picture 60s, right? You drive up and you see the first ever drive-through microphone and you stop and you're expecting a person to roll up on roller skates or whatever with a funny hat. And then you hear this voice. What do you want? This is new. We're trying on a new thing. What do you want? And then it's just the microphone surrounded by words, everything this place has. Guaranteed the first person was like, I guess I'd like a, there's no way in hell that the first person drove up to the first drive-through and was like 2 cheeseburgers, medium well, 2 large fries, and a Coke. Boom. Next. Second person drives up. And welcome to Sonic. Why don't you take your order? What is happening? Next one is people who yell into the mic. That's pretty good. Those people are always, they never yell from their car. They're always hanging out the window, putting their face and mouth on the microphone, screaming. Like there's no way, like there's not a speaker system attached to another human being on the inside, being transmitted to the inside. You don't have to yell. Never yell. I've never worked drive-through, unfortunately. I think I'd be great at it. I think I'd have a lot of fun. If you have, please let me know what your experience is like. I would love to know what your drive-through experience is like. Has anyone ever thrown a milkshake back through the window at you? Because that's very disrespectful, but hilarious at the same time. Wouldn't recommend it. But the yelling, that would piss me off. I would absolutely spit in your food if you yelled at me through the microphone system. There's no need for that. Because it's mostly old people, I would guess. And either they're hard of hearing or they think, well, I can't see anybody. And I know from past experience with my eyes that that means people are far away. So my voice has to carry. I like it! And this last one says people who find something in common with the workers. See, this is a good example. If you take notes and there's something ultra specific like that, you have to give an example. Because I can't even think of what I was experiencing at this time, or if what is that like? Somebody drives up to the window and sees that a blonde-haired person is working. Like, oh, you have blonde hair? Before you give me my supersized number 2, can we talk about sun in? Hey, I just noticed we both have long hair and a beard. Does anyone ever tell you that you look like me? Thank you for watching. There's a couple links to playlists, stand-up playlist, Mike in the Morning playlist. If we have shirts, if you'd like these shirts, there'll be a link down below. This is fun. Can I get had a great time. And I'll see you on Friday with Mike in the Morning, and I'll see you early next week with another one of these. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day.